How did one of history's most tyrannical dictators rise to power in Germany? Hitler's rise to power can be attributed to several factors which he used to his advantage to gain power legitimately. Germany's humiliating defeat during World War I was fresh in the minds of the German people, and economic problems were hitting the country hard. As a powerful rhetorical speaker, he would attract a wide following of Germans desperate for change. With the American Stock Exchange collapse in 1929, an economic depression was caused. America called in its foreign loans, which destroyed Weimar Germany. Unemployment in Germany rose to 6 million. In July 1930, Chancellor Brüning cut government expenditure, wages, and unemployment pay. President Hindenburg used Article 48 to get a reluctant Reichstag to pass the measures by decree. Hitler and the Nazi Party gained more and more support from angry workers, but many workers also turned to communism, which terrified wealthy businessmen, who began to fund Nazi campaigns. The middle class, who couldn't believe the failures of the Weimar democracy, decided that the country needed a strong government. In 1928, the Nazi Party only had 12 seats in the Reichstag, but by July 1932, they secured 230 out of the 608 seats and became the largest party. The government had fallen into chaos. President Hindenburg dismissed Chancellor Brüning in 1932. His replacement, Franz von Papen, lasted only 6 months, and his replacement, Kurt von Schleicher, only 2. By now, Hindenburg was practically using Article 48 to pass almost every law. In January 1933, Hindenburg and von Papen came up with a strategy to get the Nazi Party on their side by making Hitler vice chancellor. He refused this offer, instead demanding to be made chancellor, which they agreed to, believing that they could control him. Hitler, now chancellor, strategized how he would become absolute ruler of Germany using Article 48. On February 27, 1933, the Reichstag catches on fire and a Dutch communist, van der Lubbe, is caught burning the building. Hitler used the fire as an example of how Germany was in danger from the communists in the country and had many of their leaders imprisoned. On March 5, 1933, only 44% of the population vote for the Nazis, which translates to 288 seats in the Reichstag. However, with the communist leaders locked up and the other opposing parties intimidated by the thuggish SA, the Enabling Act is easily voted in favor of by Parliament. When the Enabling Act is passed on March 23, 1933, Hitler effectively has dictatorial powers and now has absolute power to make his own laws. In April, the Nazis take over control of local government, carving Germany up into 42 Gaus, which were run by a Gauleiter. Hitler creates the Gestapo, which allows him to rule by terror. In May, he abolishes the trade unions and their leaders, thus eliminating their opposition. In its place came the German Labor Front, giving him control over German workers. He destroys democracy in Germany by banning all political parties, making the Nazi Party the only one allowed to exist. As a one-party state, Germans could not get rid of Hitler in an election. In April 1934, Hitler sets up the People's Courts, installing judges who swear an oath of loyalty to him and the Nazi Party. This ensures Hitler has a greater control over the judgments made in courts. On June 30, 1934, he destroys any opposition within the Nazi Party during what would be known as the Night of the Long Knives. The leader of the SA, Ernst Röhm, shows socialist views which concern businessmen and the German army. Hitler therefore purges the SA by having his loyal SS murder 400 of its members, including Röhm. On August 2, 1934, Hindenburg dies, and Hitler becomes Führer of Germany. The German army takes an oath of allegiance, and the last remnants of Germany's democratic government is dismantled to make way for Hitler's Third Reich. Watch our other videos to learn more. Get your copy of Simple History, Hitler and the Rise of Nazi Germany today.